So we got another good one here on Ignition 500 NL. And for those of you guys watching for the first time, I like to give a little background on myself. And basically, I've been playing for the last 2 decades. I happen about 4 times a week playing mid stakes. I don't have one type of strategy like GTO, ABC, or whatever. I really focus on two things. The first is making good decisions because, at the end of the day, we do have control over that. And the second thing is I try and use strategies against my opponents and exploit them as much as possible, meaning I will bluff without hesitating if I think somebody is weak. And after playing so many hands, you kind of pick up on these things a lot quicker. Of course, as I'm getting into this, I also want to let you guys know we have an awesome community in the pinned comments section where you can talk to me one-on-one as well as with some of their high-level members. Now, if you're stuck or hitting a wall at your current stake and just want to take things more seriously, highly recommend getting in there. Also, if you can tap the leg man. Let's get right into this. This is also going to run for about 20 minutes, so, grab a bottle of water, some Gator, or some coffee, man, and, let's lock in, right? Anyways, I really wanted to play this 9-4 suited, but, there was a re-raise here to 160, so, there was no way I was going to be able to call that, but, I don't know what it was, man. I just wanted to play this 9-4 suited, even though, let's see what player 3 does here. I mean, player 3 did kick it up to 65, so you kind of would think maybe he's thinking about it. See what happens here. I feel like player 5 is probably repping aces, kings, or ace-king, right? I mean, I feel like those are probably the hands he's got. Let's see what player 3 does, kind of like letting the clock run down. Now, we do have a couple big spots that are going to come up a little bit as we get into the middle of this. But yeah, I just want to go over my thought process on some of these different spots. If you have any questions, comments, things like that, feel free to message me below. And, we're going to do our thing here, man. We're going to do this. All right, queen deuce. Going to be folding this one. We ain't playing this. No, sir. I mean, if the queen deuce was suited, I'm going to play it. You know what I'm saying? But not here. And you know what? It was kind of weird. A few days ago, there was something about bots, playing on here. And it was kind of weird. The thing is, I think that, I don't want to get too off topic here, but I think bots are probably everywhere. But the thing is, like, you're not going to find them so much at, like, mid stakes. And I just feel like there's no way that they're going to beat a human player who's actually like paying attention to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think that you could probably get a bot to play like really basic, but beyond that, yeah, I'm not really seeing it, man. I'm just not, But I mean, I could see like sit and goes working for that kind of thing. Maybe some multi-table tournaments as well, depending on how big they are. I could see it, but yeah, I don't see it even being in the realm of possible, to be like people who are actually decent at this game playing like mids. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but it is what it is. It's just my opinion, obviously. All right. Anyways, back to what we're doing here. Plus, I think that I've probably posted maybe getting close to like 150 different videos on the network, and you can kind of just see, I mean, I post the W's and the L's, but there's a lot more W's going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all out there. All right. This pod's kind of building a little bit. Definitely feel like somebody's got an ace here. I don't know what else. Maybe a weaker ace. All right. Player 5 going forward here. Back over to player 3. What you gonna do? All right, player 2 is going to make the call, man. Pot's got about 250 in it, so it's kind of ballooned a little bit. See if player 3 goes for it here. I kind of feel like maybe player 5 has an ace, but maybe he feels like it's not good kind of thing. I have no idea what player 3's got, though. Nice sizing here. All right, player 5 let it go. I have no idea what was going on right there. I feel like if player 5 had an ace right there, he's got to make that call, man. Okay, all right, yeah, anyways, queen 10 off here. Gonna put in a position raise. Pretty standard stuff, y'all. A little bit slow to start, a little chop going on, but by the time we get, you know, to the middle to the end of this, man, it's gonna be worth your time, man. Okay, we got nothing there, but I gotta continue here. We gotta continue. Little 13 piece. Chicken nug right there, man. Dipping it. Took it down. No resistance. If we take a look at the table, it looks like player 2 is the only one who's doing pretty decent so far. And I mean, we're kind of just like fresh at this table. So, you know, we're just getting started, man. We're just warming up a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, definitely not playing that queen 7. All right, player 6, kind of a weird raise. He doesn't have a whole lot left either. All right, just gave it up. And we move on, man. We move on. We chug along here. All right, Jack King off. Definitely going to be seeing a flop here. All right, so player 3 limped. You know, you see a lot of limping with low pocket pairs and like some suited connectors. If you're going to play those hands, I still recommend open raising as opposed to just kind of like doing the limp thing because, you know, it just seems to be more efficient, if that makes sense, you know. I just feel like you're giving your hand away sometimes when you limp like first or second to act with like, you know, any kind of like low suited connector and like small pocket pairs. I just feel like you're giving your hand away. All right, back over to player 2. Let's see if anybody makes this call. You know, it was kind of weird. Even with the limp right there, he folded it, which I was kind of like, really? You're just gonna fold? But whatever. Doyle Brunson, we got to fold that. It's not suited. If it was suited, yeah, sure, I would probably have made a call there, but I didn't. It is what it is. Yeah, and right after this, we've got pocket aces coming up. So we're kind of making our way here. A little bit of a slow start, like I said, but we're chugging along, man. We're chugging along. We're just chopping around. Been saying chop lately. Like, I don't know why, but I have. A little chop chop. All right, nothing with the Doyle here. The Brunson. R.I.P., man. R.I.P. to that Brunson. All right, we got a 7-Jack-4 flop. Player 3 putting out a little 10-piece there. He took it down. All right, so here we are with aces. I'm curious if you guys would have done the same in this spot with aces. Now, we are going to be in the big blind, which is kind of nice. It's nice to have aces in the big blind. I mean, let's be real here. And it's even nicer when you have somebody open raise first act because there's a lot that can happen now. We could get some re-raises going on here. It can come back to us sitting on aces. Doesn't really get any better. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to have a re-raise from player 2. I think he's going to kick it up to like 60. Which, when it comes over to us, what do we do? You know, do we just call here? Do we re-raise it? Or do we just go for a shove, you know, hoping somebody's got, you know, kings, queens, or possibly ace king, even though it's less likely because we've got pocket aces and somebody has ace king. But, you know, you never know. I think pocket queen sometimes might make a call too, which is understandable if you're putting somebody on ace king, you know. But yeah, player two is going to kick it up here. All right, yeah, he went for the 52 piece. My bad. I thought he did 60, but he went for the 52, which totally fine. And I just decided to come over the top. I figured I have no idea what player five's got. He open raised, so he could have a strong hand. I mean, he was first to act. And then I was thinking, like, player two's probably got a pretty strong hand as well. So I was thinking one of these guys might make this call. But I was wrong. We took it down. I'm curious, would you guys have done the same there? And I do wonder if I just did like a re-raise, you know, maybe to like 130 or something, or 140, if either of those guys would have made the call. You know, we're not going to know. It is what it is. And now we've got an ace three suited. This spot was pretty wild too, man. This was another interesting spot. So ace three suited, you know, any ace X suited, I say I'm always going to play it. You know, I'm going to see a flop with it. And yeah, man, here we are. All right, player six open raise. He doesn't have a whole lot behind, but if there is a re-raise here, I'm probably still going to make the call, you know. I definitely think it's strong enough, ace three suited. All right, player three thinking about it. Make a decision, dude. Okay, and yeah, like I said, man, this is a pretty good flop. All right, I mean, we've got runner possibilities for up and down straights. We have an ace to this board. Runner cards for the nut flush. I mean, this is a good flop, man. So instead of just calling this guy because he had like 100 left behind, I just put them all in. You know, I mean, it wouldn't have shocked me if he called with like ace high here as well, you know, or even like a king queen, because I mean, look at this board. But he's gonna end up folding it. Turn card. We would have got there. I think it was a club too. Check it out, man. Yeah, 7 of clubs. So, like I said, we had so many ways to get there, and we would have got there. So yeah. All right, next one we got a 7-10 off here. Kind of making our way to the moment of this one too. It's coming up here. But kind of a couple back-to-back shoves with the aces and then ace three suited I thought was interesting. I think we have an all-in right here between two other players. I'm pretty sure. Taking a sip of my coffee, y'all. Apologize, but I need the boost. Oh yeah, so yeah, fold. Player 6 and player 1. I think there was an all-in here. I could be wrong. We still got a big spot coming up, though. So don't go anywhere. If you guys are enjoying some of this, like I said, man, pin comment, get in that community. All right, we got a min re-raise here. What? All right, I think we have the shove. He's gonna call. King 10 versus queens. He needs a king. Wow, he got the boat on the river. That was nice. Nice one, player 1. Okay, yeah, so here we are, man. Ace 10. This hand right here, all I can say is get ready for it. So we're suited. I'm going to try to make a play here, and it's actually going to backfire on me. So get ready for it. I mean, I got no other way to say it. It's going to backfire on me, but we're suited. Position raise here. I mean, ace 10, I say this all the time. Ace 10 when it's offsuit and ace jack when it's offsuit, they're just like two of the trickiest hands, right? But when they're suited, it's completely different. It's just completely different. Okay, so here we go. And this isn't like a standard play. It was just kind of like a gut instinct. I think this is going to work type of play, you know? Sometimes you make those, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. It is what it is, guys. Nobody does this perfect all the time. But player one's going to re-raise. We have a couple options. We could just make this call. You know, we could do that. Or we could re-raise again. I mean, we are suited. And then you got to be thinking about what you're blocking, right? So we're blocking pocket aces because we have an ace. We're blocking a lot of ace king and ace queens because we have an ace. You're still going to run into it, but you got to think like that a little bit. What are we blocking? What do we have? What are we blocking? And that's what I'm thinking here. So when he re-raised us, I am going to end up coming over the top, which it's not a standard play, but it's the one I went with in this spot. I was really just trying to get this guy to fold. See what the sizing was here. I slowed it down, obviously. So he's taking his time to think about what to do. All right, kicked it up to the 6250 piece, and this is where I was like, all right, we're gonna do this. And unfortunately, I was just trying to take this down. I didn't want him to make this call, obviously, but he is gonna call us. I didn't really think too long about it either, you know? I guess I just felt like I could get him to fold. I think that's what I was just thinking here, you know? It is what it is. Thought about it for just a brief moment before making this play. He is going to call us, and we're going to see the bad news here in a second. Now, I don't think he thought about it too long. Okay, and he's going to turn over, let's see what he got. I think it's pocket queens, right? Yep, so we need some help, man. We need some help. And this was not the flop for it. I mean, we have no diamonds. We're really just drawing to runner cards for straights, which are probably bad because he's got a queen. We would need a queen. But when we turn the ace, I mean, that was just like a dagger in the heart for this guy. Like, and, you know, check this out. River card, ace. Oh, just brutal, guys. And yeah, we got lucky right there, but it is what it is, right? I tried to make a play, it backfired, and then the turn basically saved us. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed another one here. Like I said, if you've been watching the stuff here, tons of content. Get in the community, pin comment, tap the like, and we'll see you in the next one.